Well, next on Fox 5, silicone breast implants. How safe are they? The FDA says they're safe, but it urges caution what women need to know about long-term effects.
Serving all of San Diego, this is your Fox 5 News.
Well, good morning to you. A new message from the federal government on the safety of silicone breast implants. After years of uncertainty, the FDA now says implants are safe, but women should fully understand the risks before surgery. So board-certified plastic surgeon Dr. Vince Marin joins us with a little bit of a breakdown. Dr. Marin, good morning.
Good morning.
We've heard it before, the silicone versus the saline. It's safe, it's not safe. Okay, so what's the latest now?
The truth is, from our medical information, these implants are safe. They kind of never were unsafe. It became something that there was a national scare that they were causing a problem.
With the silicone.
With the silicone. And the silicone implants, they felt that there was an issue, so the FDA took them off the market to determine if they actually were safe. Since that time, a number of studies have come through, and none of these have ever shown that the silicone implants cause any of the problems that they thought they were causing previously.
And what were those problems?
People were having kind of these odd, strange muscle aches, pains, weakness, fatigue, just not feeling themselves, just a very diffuse set of symptoms. And patients that would have the implants taken out, some of them said that they got better. So the FDA took it seriously and said, listen, this is something we need to evaluate before we put them back on the market.
So the FDA now said that they're safe. How does this ruling change?
It hasn't really changed anything. They came back on the market in 2006, and this was the 5-year what's called post-market approval study. It was recommended by the manufacturers of the implants to say, hey, let's see how these things are going to work after 5 years to make sure they are safe. All that information's come back, and they've all come together that's been safe.
Are these silicone?
There's two different implants. There's a silicone. I brought the issues. The reason we like this ruling as plastic surgeons is that if you look at these implants, this is silicone. It feels much more natural. This one's saline, and it feels more like a kind of a water balloon. But the issue with this saline implant, if you look at the edge, you can see that there's rippling on that. And that's one of the concerns. Most of the girls that have this operation are thin, and that can show through the skin. You don't see that at all on a silicone implant.
Okay, how long do they last?
Well, they're not lifetime devices, but you know, you can keep them in for 10, 20 years, theoretically, if you're not having any problems. Silicone and saline if they're not having a problem. I brought this implant to show. We put a little nick in here. Everybody thinks this is, but everyone thinks it's like honey in here and it's just going to leak out. What you can do is you can actually see the gel come out of that implant. It's kind of sticky, but if you let go, it goes back in.
So it doesn't leak everywhere.
Exactly. So everyone's worried when these rupture, they're going to leak all over. It's a cohesive gel, meaning that it sticks together a little bit more kind of in a gooey fashion than honey.
What are gummy bear implants?
Gummy bear implants are a next step up in terms of what we call cohesiveness. They're almost a texture of a gummy bear. So if you were to take this implant, cut it in half, the two ends would stand up on their own. They're not approved yet in the United States, and they're primarily going to be for patients, I think, in reconstruction. These are a great implant. Women have great options right now. That implant still is in the process of being approved, and since they've had so much concern over this in the past, even though it wasn't necessarily borne out to be anything, they're really taking their time with the next implants.
Before I let you go, doctor, if there was a piece of advice that you could offer ladies if they were considering doing this, what would be the one thing that they should know before going into this?
I think just make sure they get a good consultation with a good plastic surgeon, really understand the risk, do their research. There's a lot of information out there. I think that women are smart enough to make really good decisions about this, but you've got to do your research ahead of time and make sure that you understand what you're doing.
Well, Dr. Marin, thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
Good stuff, good information. If you want to reach Dr. Marin, again, it's at Marin Aesthetics Practice in Del Mar. The number is right there, and we have all the information linked on our website, fox5sandiego.com. Just click to see on Fox 5, and the full FDA report's there. Raul, I had no idea. Look, it won't leak. What? I honestly, this is, I think for women, this is huge. This is important because you think it's it goes everywhere.
Well, and that's what the reason just to show that, you know, you can see that there's, so
yeah, it's
now you got to go wash your hands.
Now I got to go wash my hands. I got to go wash my hands, Raul. Take it, please.